Hello everybody, this is Maria with the Wreath Machine. It is Friday. Yay, it's Friday, y'all. I just wanted to come to y'all with a little tutorial on making a moss wreath. Kind of looks like a grapevine wreath, but it's covered with moss. We're gonna decorate it. We're gonna make a bow. We're gonna put some florals. So what we're gonna need today is a wire cutter, some scissors, pipe cleaner. I use a zip tie to secure my bow, and whatever ribbon you would like. This ribbon is online, and the number is R as in Robert, G as in Gary, X-ray 005 023. It's a 1.5 by 10 yards. It's pink, purple, teal, a couple different colors. They do not have it on Craft Outlet at all. I also am using a ranunculus bush, which is normally on Craft Outlet, but it is out of stock for the season. You could also get a different kind of floral bush if you want, but this one is 63101, B as in boy, T as in Tom. It's a ranunculus filler bush, H21. 12-inch green moss wreath from Craft Outlet. They should still have them in stock from what I saw. Item number is K as in kite, C as in cereal, 1015. K as in kite, C as in Charlie, 1015. So this is a 12-inch. So I just wanted to do a little tutorial today. Nothing too major. Now I've been out for a while. I'm actually taking a class right now for accounting, just to see about possibly going into the accounting field. It also helps to have that knowledge when you're trying to do a little business. So I just thought I'd do that. If you hear any background noise, also it's my fan. I do have my glue pot going, so try to get the fumes dissipated in the air. So you can go ahead and get started now. So what I did was I took the florals off of the actual stem itself. It was just a lot of cutting and stuff, so I just went ahead and took everything apart in advance. So what I'm going to do first is figure out where I'm going to place everything. So first, I'm going to pick a center point to put my bow. So from here, this is where I'm going to go up and down facing my florals. Okay, so let's just get started. So I'm just going to go ahead and start placing my florals. I'm dipping into my glue pot, and eventually you'll get to the point where you'll have enough florals on the top and bottom, and you just kind of push firmly down. And I am gluing it because I do want everything to stay in place. I don't want anything coming out. Obviously at some point I'm going to sell this wreath, so I do want it to look right and be right and stay in place like it's supposed to. I hope everybody's doing well. We did take a direct hit from Beryl pretty much last week. We didn't have any damage at my house, although a lot of houses did have damage. It was not a nice storm. You don't expect all that from a Category 1 storm. We did have a lot of flooding around my house. Thank God it didn't go into our house. I don't know if there's anybody else watching that is in this area. Let me know how y'all fared with the storm and how it went. Other than that, It's been like the same old same. Let's see here. Sorry for the silence. I'm just trying to make sure I place things properly. So what I want to do is put enough florals to fill it in. Also be careful using the glue pot because you can burn yourself pretty well. Get some gnarly burns with the glue pot, like I almost just did. So you just want to fill this in pretty much to where you're kind of covering the base as much as you can. And I guess this one's kind of like a, I don't know if it's a summer vibe or not. To me, it looks more spring. But hey, it's your house. You can put whatever you want on your door. So, first we're going to go upward with the flowers. I'm just going to turn it sideways. That might make it easier, right? And take my ribbon, kind of see, okay. See my bottom starting point. And I'm not going to overfill this at the moment. I might come back later with some other flowers and fill it in. Please excuse the mess on my desk. This was pretty impromptu. I didn't really plan ahead on doing this. I just kind of felt like I've been gone a while and maybe y'all might like to see a tutorial. So I know when you're sitting at home in a storm, you don't have a whole lot to do. So since it's just the beginning of hurricane season, I figured, hey, we can do this. That way if somebody is in a storm, but they have power, they can go ahead and work on a wreath. So also, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I will eventually list the supplies, even though I've already told y'all what they were. I'll go ahead and list the supplies down in the comments below the video. That way if y'all want to purchase them or see if another seller has them, or even on Etsy, y'all can do that. Excuse me. Too much stuff on my fingers. If y'all have any questions, feel free to put them down in the box below. I know I have a variety of different people that watch the videos that I make. I know some people have other questions they want to ask, and some people are more experienced. Feel free to ask. And I will help you as best as I can. Essentially, I just come up with things and do them kind of freestyle. I mean, I don't do a whole lot of major planning on these videos. I try not to make them too complicated so that everybody in every skill level can do them. The only things I do that I feel are a little upper level or take more time and patience are the studded wreath videos. And I don't know how many people have actually bought the machines to do the studded wreath or have tried a studded wreath. I know they're kind of like my thing. I don't know if anyone's even tried them yet. If you have tried them and you've bought the stud setting machine, if you can let me know how it went, or if you plan on doing it, you can let me know what you plan on making. I have a craft show coming up at New Hope Church on October 5th in Friendswood, Texas. I'm gonna have a little tent set up. I'm probably going to have a lot of cross wreaths, candy cane wreaths, but check for little stragglers here that aren't set. I'm going to do a couple different things for the craft show. What it is I just try and be different from the other vendors, because everybody wants something different. I don't want to have the same thing as everybody else. So that's how you can set yourself apart, is just making things that other people do not have. And I know that people are not going to have studded wreaths, because I don't think anyone where I live knows about them unless they've watched this video. They take quite a bit of time, but like everything else, sorry y'all, I'm getting the glue off my fingers. Like everything else, once you do it enough times, it's like second nature. So it doesn't take as long. So practice makes perfect, essentially. You just have to be willing to put in the time to learn how to do the stuff, and obviously make the investment in the items to make the stuff. So if you're interested in learning how to do the studded wreaths, you can just check out one of the other videos that I have posted, and it'll show you how to do it. And it'll give you a link to the company that sells the products, like the studs and the machine, etc. And then you can start learning how to do that. Because honestly, I feel like you need to set yourself apart from others. Like the studded cross wreaths that I make, they're different. First I was making them for Easter, for people to have and hang in their home or on their doors or whatever, or at work. But then I realized that people usually get flowers for funerals. Well, that's fine, but flowers are going to die. Whereas if you have a cross wreath or something of that nature, it's not going to die. And the family you're giving it to, or family member you're giving it to, can keep it long term. And I mean, what's better than having something long term that will remind you of your loved one? You know what I'm saying? So if you know anyone that might want one, you can go on either the wreathmeshine.com, WREATHMESHINE.com, or you can go on Etsy and type in the Wreath Meshine, and under there in my little shop I will have the studded wreaths available for purchase. If you need to purchase one that's a specific color, you can always send me an email through Facebook or the wreathmeshine.com, and I will gladly help you out. So this is what the wreath is going to look like. And now we're going to go ahead and place a bow in between. I'm just going to clean off my table real quick. I think it's a little messy. Alright. I'll go ahead and bring over my bow maker. A lot of stuff out of the way. Alright, let's go ahead and make our bow. I hope everybody's doing well and enjoying their summer. I hope y'all are staying out of the heat as much as possible. It's been very hot here in Southeast Texas. It's getting pretty ridiculous. I was trying to go outside at work and walk around in the morning and the afternoon, and it's just getting to the point where it's like my body cannot handle all of that heat. It's just getting ridiculous. So I'm gonna have to do my little workout indoors on my recumbent bike after I get off work. This is just a little too much. So what I'm doing now is I'm making a tail for my bow. And what I'm also going to do is maybe let's see here. I have this from Hobby Lobby. This like, not string, it's not yarn. But I'm going to use some of this. You usually find it in the ribbon section, the non-wired ribbon section. I'm just going to do a few little pieces of this just to give a little bit more whimsical lookingness to my whimsy looking characteristics to my bow. Alright, here we go. Go ahead, put this in here. I think I'm going to do this at 4-inch. Yeah. Because I have the florals and I don't want to mess them up by making my bow too big. Plus the wreath is not that big itself, so I don't want to take away from all of the other characteristics. So I'm going to go to the 4-inch again. I'm going to gather, pinch it, then I'm going to twist. If y'all need introductory tutorials on initial bow making, I have one online on YouTube. Feel free to look at that first before you look at this to give you better, or with it, to give you better insight on how to make a bow. Essentially, I'm just measuring and I'm going to do 6 loops at 4 inches. Please excuse the glue all over my hands. Ugh. Bring it in a little closer. So I'm going to go 6 loops at 4 inches. And I vary my bow and loop sizes all the time, y'all. I don't stick with the same one. I pretty much just base it on what is the size of whatever I'm doing and try and make it somewhat close to looking nice. So I'm going to the 3-inch now. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to focus on this. So see, this is a 2-sided ribbon and we want to see the pretty side. That's why I'm pinching and twisting. 3-inch, gather it, put it in, pinch and twist. So I'm going to do 4 3-inch loops. Yeah, I'm going down to 2-inch loops also, believe it or not. I go that small. And while I'm pinching and twisting and shaping, I'm also kind of shaping my other loops and having them ready for the end when I get ready to take it off the bow maker. Pinch and twist, gather. Okay, now I'm going down to the 2 inches, so I need to see my 2-inch mark. So what you can do is kind of put it at the 2-inch, and I'm just gonna run it through here. Just make sure I'm still at 2 inches, and then I'm gonna pinch and twist. Bring it to the other side to the 2-inch. So I'm gonna have 2 2-inch loops. This is a 2-inch, and I'm gonna bring it through. And then I'm going to make sure I'm still at 2 inches. You want to have everything as close to being the same length and as possible. Alright, so what I'm going to do next, and this is how I do it. I know everybody does stuff different, but since I'm making the video, this is how I do it. Okay, so I'm going to get my zip tie, All right, so I get the zip tie. I'm gonna put it around the bow. I'm going to tighten it like 3/4 of the way only. And I'll explain why in a second. Make sure my pieces are separated like they're supposed to be. Okay. These things play with, they're hard to play with sometimes. All right, once I have that done, I'm going to stick my 2 fingers underneath each side of these pegs under the bow and pull it up slowly. Hold it in place, and then I'm going to pull my zip tie around the back. I'm going to close it 3/4 of the way, and then I'm going to shape my bow before I tighten the zip tie. Once you tighten the zip tie, you are going to have a heck of a time shaping your bow. Sometimes you got to get these edges flipped, etc., etc. Okay? Once I do all of my adjusting, which means fluffing, I'm going to do it back and forth until I'm done. You don't have to rush, y'all. I'm just trying to hurry for video's sake. Make sure all of your pieces are in the right spots and hanging down like they're supposed to. Then I'm going to go back and tighten the zip tie the rest of the way, okay? After I make sure all my pieces are in the right spot. Yeah. Sometimes they get tangled up. Please excuse all my movement. If you cannot, for some reason, tighten your zip tie all the way, they do make zip tie tighteners, I guess that's what they're called, on Amazon that you can buy. So I'm going to cut my zip tie, cut my excess ribbon, which I should have did the zip tie with my wire cutter, but it's up to you. It'll just make your scissors blunt faster than normal. I want to get it off. I'm going to continue to fluff it, and then I'm going to part the waters here. I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and put it around my bow. And I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue. Three, four. Then I'm going to, yeah, I might smash it a little bit. Okay. This is what I do. Y'all don't have to do this, but this is my preferred method. And I squished my bow again, so I gotta fluff it out again. So much easier to adjust. Adjust your bow before you tighten your zip tie. So now, you can do this whatever side you want. I'm going to do it on this side. Okay. I'm going to put my pipe cleaner through. I don't know if y'all can see it. Put my pipe cleaner through the wreath, but I'm getting some resistance and the pipe cleaners are not that strong. I'm gonna get this little green needle that you get from like the knitting section at Walmart. You can probably get plastic needle on Amazon or Walmart.com or something, but I got them there a long time ago. And I'm gonna push that through with the pipe cleaner to get it to the other side. See? Now I'm gonna do the same thing with the other pipe cleaner. And see, y'all can do this on your own. Y'all don't have to buy a pre-made wreath. You can do this on your own. You go to the store, you find the flowers you like, you bring them home, you find the ribbon you like, and all I'm doing in the back is I'm just tying my chenille stem off so that it doesn't scratch anybody's door. And I'll finish that off later. Ooh, I'm gonna sweep up. So for the most part, we're done. You can, if you want, keep your bow down like this, or you can do little twisty thingies to it. Like however you want to do it, y'all, it's up to you. And then what you can also do, if you don't want to hook this on a regular metal hook on the door, like if you have a little what is it called, little nail in the door, you could always put tie a piece of ribbon around this, and you can hang it from the door instead. But this is it, y'all. She is done. This is so cute. Yay. So if y'all have any questions, any comments, please put them in the box below and I will respond to you. I hope you liked this tutorial. I hope it was nice and neat and quick for you and you learned something different that you can make. I will also post all the supplies used and where they came from. Like I said, if they're not in stock, you can always find a different set of florals to do this. It doesn't have to be these. You might already have something in your inventory that you can use, that you've been wanting to use actually. And you can also do this with a regular grapevine wreath. So there's many different things you can do, many different ways. Actually, if you do something after this video and it inspired you, I'd like to know. So everybody stay blessed, have a great weekend, be safe, and stay tuned for future tutorials. Y'all have a good one. Bye.